Hello and welcome to my channel PawfectPastimes. My name's Amanda, my friends call me Amo. I live in Dorset in the southwest of England with my husband and my 3 dogs who are all around somewhere. I have Willie on her usual perch, so you may hear her groan now and then. And Gwynny the pup is under my desk and Remy's wandering in and out. So yeah, be prepared. I've pushed myself well into my crafting this month. It's an awkward month for me, especially the first week. So I've crafted my way through, and I've been so pleased with what I've managed to achieve. And first of all, we'll go through a little list of things I have finished. I'm not wearing anything knitty today, I'm afraid. So, first off the needles was my BLD slippers by Kate Davies. A pair of colourwork slippers in her yarn. I will link it all below. I did go through it last time. One is slightly bigger than the other even after blocking, probably because I loosened up when I got cracking on them rather than faffing around trying to get my head into wanting to do them. But I am really pleased now they're made. They have a lovely flower colour work on the front and a little, I call it a little fleur-de-lis because I think it looks like a fleur-de-lis on the sole, and this very interesting heel and a Latvian braid around the cuff part. I did manage to find when I'd started them, and it was the 4th of February 2021. So I'm over the moon to get these off the needles, and they can now go in my bedroom. They'll probably be bed socks or evening socks, slippers. Yeah, really pleased with those. It's her own yarn. I did mention it in the last one. I will put all the information down below as usual. They came as a kit and I chose the rhubarb colourway. There was a yellowy colour and the rusty red colour. So that was one. Don't know where to put them. I'm so cluttered with things around at the moment. And the second thing I finished, well, you know, I finished one when I was doing the Christmas in July, but I finally finished the second one of my Cornish Christmas socks by Stitches and Cream in Falmouth. There's the toe bit. Again, I mentioned these before in a podcast. This was part of the sock club for Stitches and Cream, and I started these last, I think this was the November sock club, so I would have started them in November last year. And I believe they will be releasing the pattern nowish, November maybe. Don't hold me to it. If they do, I'll let you know if she'll tell me if she's released the pattern, because I did mention that 1 or 2 of you have asked where it is, and she said she will be releasing it for December this year. If you're in the sock club, you get a year's grace. So the yarn is beautifully soft, and I haven't written down what they are again, but I will link it below. I have talked about these quite a bit in the last couple of podcasts, but I am pleased to get those finished. They will be boot socks, I think, because they're quite thick with all the yarn carrying, because it's colour work. There's the yarn floats. So it's double thickness inside. They will be nice and toasty, and that's another fabulous thing I have finished. Now I stopped the yarn. I stopped at the sock club some time ago, but I had one more outstanding sock delivery to finish. And these were the All at Sea Gansey, again by Stitches and Cream of Falmouth. And I don't know why I didn't start them. I just I just didn't get round to it, I think. Anyway, I did get round to them. I think I'd started a little bit last time I'd seen you. So now I have a pair of All at Sea Gansey socks. And this yarn is Exmoor sock 4-ply, 50 grams, and it is whortleberries, colour whortleberry, and there's the label. And it was an interesting yarn. It was one of the ones where it's quite thin to knit with, and it bloomed once I soaked them. So they're really quite nice and soft and fluffy now, which is lovely. The Gansey part is like a basket weave almost, I suppose. You can see there. You did have the option of carry on with a pattern down the foot, and in the pattern it is like a garter rib and some chevrons down the side. And I think I wouldn't have liked that in my boots. There's too much going on around my foot. I just didn't want it, so I just did a plain foot, and I did this spiral toe, which I really enjoyed, and it's quite comfortable on. You can see the decreases there to make a little spiral toe. I think the cast on for these for the pattern was 64, and I reduced down to 60 after the heel flap and gusset. I reduced down to 60 for the foot. So that is a third pair of sock type garment off my needles, and I am over the moon. I still have this much yarn left, so I will re-ball those and they will go up in my baskets of leftover 4-plies to do some cuffs, heels and toes and other ones. Absolutely over the moon with those. You can tell I've been pretty good. Another thing I did, sorry, I was reading my notes, was I had 2 skeins of Ali's from Little Drops of Wonderful Wonderland Walk that she made at Lay Family Yarns. Wonderland Walk. I had the 2 skeins. I did the gloves, which I have been wearing, the mitts. And another thing I made was a cowl. And it is the One Skein Wonder by Fibre and Fox. There we go. I've printed it off so that I don't have a cover picture, but that's what it looks like. And she uses what she calls a mini bean stitch. Very simple, and I don't know if I did her measurements. I did it to my measurements, how I wanted to wear it. So it'd stay up. I've got a nice thick crochet rib each side, but I think that's rather nice. It's a good size, it will tuck in my coat and it stays up, which I'm very pleased with. I don't want one that's going to do that. I like them to stick up and stop the drafts. So that is the One Skein Wonder done in my Wonderland walk by Ali of Little Drops of Wonderful, and it matches my mittens, which are in my coat pocket because I've been wearing them. And I still have the best part of a ball left, so I'm not sure if I'll do the hat or the sock. I might weigh it out to see if I can get a pair of socks. If I've got 70 odd grams, I'll make the socks, or I will add some contrast toes. I think a nice cream would go with a nice contrast with those. So that was a crochet project finish. Oh, I'm so pleased. In light of all this making and finishing, I have last night cast on some almost vanillas socks in Bamboo Rainbow Ricoat Bamboo Rainbow, and this colour is 056, and that's how the striping goes. I wanted to do something a little bit more patterned, but in one of these yarns I don't think it ever shows. You let the yarn do its own thing. So what I did do, I'm not playing kaplunk with my DPNs, is I've done a 2x2 rib at the top, and then I've gone into a 4x2 for down the leg, just to add a bit of texture rather than a plain vanilla. So that was cast on last night, just for car travel, grab, appointments type knit. No thinky. And I found this, which was in a advent last year. I can't remember which one it was, but I thought that would go nice for the heels and toes. So that's an easy grab thing I've made, or will be making anyway. So that's very soft bamboo. I haven't done socks with the bamboo yet, so I'll be interested to see how they hold up. Very soft to touch. I'm quite impressed. Now what else have I done? Oh, I have done a little bit of work on my land wrap, only 3 or 4 rows, and I have been working on my daughter's partner's slip over, and I can't remember which yarn it is. If I find it, I'll put it on the screen. And I just dropped some stitches off. Oh, I should use my needle ends. I'll sort that in a minute. It looks a bit bunched up because it's on a circular. But I started a pattern and I didn't like the definition, so I'm just making this one up. Just some cables on the front, plain black. So this is another quick and easy pick up and go in his favourite blue colour. I'm hoping to get that finished for Christmas for him. I know it's the best time of year for slipovers now, but he'll have to wait. So I wanted another garment thing for me, and sorry, nod to the season. I was going to cast on my Knaus Light that I picked the pattern up and the yarn from Bird Street Yarns, and I even got the needle sorted and did a test swatch and did some cast on, and I thought this is a summer knit. And the thought of doing a summer knit in the winter didn't quite fit, so I went and got the Compton, which I bought at the Southern Wool Show, and I bought that from the Knitting Shed, just the pattern. And I think because they've done so many shows, they're not up on how many sorry Winnie, sorry Mum, how much stock they've got. Sorry, I'm mumming a lot today. I had a long day playing golf yesterday. I'm a bit tired, but it was beautiful. I really enjoyed where we went, and it was phenomenal weather, absolutely gorgeous. So I went on to, I think it was Wool Warehouse, and found the colour that I wanted, and this is in Drops Lima, colour 0701, and it's 65 wool, 35 alpaca. But I know I wanted this petrol-y. It's coming out, it's a bit greener than that in real. No, the light's not great today. It's really thick and foggy. I can't see across the valley today. So I've bought the yarn for the Compton in a commercial, as opposed to wanting to get the Knitting Shed. So they didn't have the yarn I wanted, and I was waiting and waiting. So I ordered this up. So last night I started my swatching, and at the moment it's coming out a little large, so I'm going to go down another size needle and swatch again. And if it's not coming out in the right needle sizes I want, I will do what I did with my Xylity, and that's just work out what the inches are per inch, and then work out what stitches I get for that, and work to that size in the pattern. And this is a bottom up. You do the hearts from the bottom up, and then you go into the round. I think you're always in the round anyway, but it is bottom up, but that doesn't matter. But at least it's a winter knit, which I hope to get on with perhaps in the winter, for winter. Okay, let me just, no, done. Okay, now I have been away to my daughter's. Yes, the first week of October is not good for us, so I went to her house and we spent a lovely day in each other's company with the family and John and dogs, and lots of memories of her brother Chris, and it was absolutely lovely. And as it was the weekend, I actually managed to pop into Alternate Universe, which was having their 10th birthday celebration, and it was very busy with lots of knit and natters. Sorry, I'll stop humming in a minute. But I managed to work my way around the little shop and found some beautiful yarn. This is their Fingering Weight by Pixie Yarn. Blue Faceless to 8% Bamboo 20. And it's called Reclamation Yard. Now I really wanted to cast this on as a sock, but I thought I'd show you first. So I may wind it up later and also cast it on, so I've got two socks, because this is plain enough that it's making my nose tickle. This is plain enough that I could actually do the pattern top, I think. But look at those glorious colours. That's autumn in a skein to me. And I also picked up one of the recycled yarn. This was from one of their advents in 2022, day 24. It's 100% mixed fibres, upcycled from unwanted knitting machine cones. 2 to 3.25 millimetres, 200 yards, 182 metres, cold wash. Doesn't say what colour. There was such a mixed bag of these. Funny little 50-gram cake, and that is the yarn, and it's made of 3 strands of cone yarn, sort of loosely plied together. So there's only 50 grams there. I could put that together with a 20s for the toe, heel and cuff maybe, and perhaps I'll split it into 2 and see how I go. I could do a toe up and see how far up a leg I could go, or it could just sit in my sock yarn collection until I have a light bulb moment, which is more than likely. But I do want to cake up that. Absolutely loving that, and I'm so pleased I finally got to go to Alternate Universe. They've been through some struggles themselves lately, so it was lovely to go and say hello. Excuse me, I'm getting a dry mouth now. Now, do you remember I had some alpaca yarn from a lady who's local with her alpacas? I bought it from a farm, assisted farm. A friend of mine helps run the shop, and that was the colour. It's a lovely caramel colour, and I asked your opinions on working with pure alpaca, and I think, yes, it came out that it will soften and drape, which is great for shawls, but perhaps not so much in a garment. I do want to do a garment with this. I did some swatching. It came out as a fairly thin double knit. So I wanted to find a nice, I didn't want to put a fluff with it. I wanted to put a normal 4-ply with it. I did some swatching, and that's the alpaca on its own, and that is with a very pale sock 4-ply, and that was done on 4mm needles, and it came out beautiful. I loved the marling that gives. So I tried some other colours, and I will put a picture in, because I did a long thing and I wanted the yarn back, so I've undone the colours, all sorts of colours, as you'll see. There was a mustardy yellow, which I tried to lighten the caramel with, a green, which was very nice, and then I went to a darker blue, which I have here, which is falling to pieces because it's so tiny now, but you can see it in the swatch. And I slept on it, And then I thought of, why am I trying to put lighter colours with this already fairly light caramel? I'm a dark colour person. I've done a few light things now and I've quite enjoyed those, but generally I'm a dark colour person. So I thought, how about putting a darker colour with this? So I got hold of this from Yeoman Yarns, and this is a yarn called Sheep Soft 4-ply. This is a 400-gram cone. It's 100% British wool, Masherman Blue Face Leicester. It's 2,240 metres on the cone, and it's a lovely, lovely heathered brown, and fairly soft. It's Blue Face Leicester after all. So I swatched that. With the caramel, and I like the mottling it's giving. This top half is the 4.5 needle, and the bottom half is the 4mm needle, which is okay. I'm happy with both of them. I have washed and blocked this little swatch and it has bloomed beautifully. So it's come out as about an aran now with the two together. So I'm going to go looking for a nice pattern where I can hold these two together. I think because of the mottling, it's going to be a fairly plain, simple top. I don't think I printed anything off yet, no. But I will have a look in my Ravelry queue and see what I can come up with. So that was Yeoman Yarns cone. And to go with that, I think it's going to work really, really well. I may even do, if I choose something with ribbing, I may even do it in just the brown. Not sure. Anyway, very pleased, very, very pleased. We can but try and see how it works. If it fails, I've enjoyed the knitting process. Okay, the other thing I got my hands onto was a gifter ball. No choice of the colour. This is 100 grams of yarn. 1 skein of yarn filled with gifts, 100 grams, sorry, of 75 superwash Falkland merino, 25 nylon, 425 meters, and this is called Speckles, and it's by Rosie's Moments. And this is the colour I got. And in, nothing rattles or anything, but I do see I have some buttons there. This is 100 gram skein of yarn, round with gifty bits, and it weighs 140 grams now. So I could start socks with that too. Having a bit of cast on frenzy now. I've had a cast off one, but I may just put that aside for the next time I need a quick fix on casting on a sock, maybe. I think I'll get the bamboo ones finished first, but that's quite an exciting little thing. She does them in shows. I've never had one, but I managed to get hold of one. I will let you know what falls out of my sock yarn ball. So that's a bit of fun. I think, yeah, that's all my knitting. I did a bit of crochet with my one skein wonder cowl, But another crochet I've started is, there is a knit along with made by Anita and Black Sheep Wools called The Gift of Christmas. I was gifted the kit by Black Sheep Wools to make, and I saw that the background colours is cream or white, and in my little home with my doggies, that's possibly not a good idea. So I chose grey, the light grey in Wendy Yarns. Oh, I wish I'd chosen the silver, to be honest, but it works. It works for me anyway. I have done all of week 1, which are these little gifts with bows on in all these colour combinations. I have done half of week 2, and I've got another one here that I'm about to put the border on. My bow's gone a bit floppy because I haven't finished it yet, and I think we can get on with week 3 imminently. So that's a crochet along by Anita's Attic, and it comes in kits from Black Sheep Wools. Was there anything else? I think that's everything yarny. So if you're going to leave me because you're not Zoe, I will say goodbye now. Oh, also yarniness going on in the background, lots of poppies. I know I said last time there's thousands and thousands, but I think we're getting on for 1,000 anyway. That disappears off into the hallway. Not hugely, but I know there's probably good 800 or 900 poppies there. I'm going to give them a count later. I know there's 300 foamies. I did some foamy ones, you know, that craft foam, to give us a background base. When I've finished it, I will take some close-up photos and you will be able to see it anyway. It's all hotting up, and we've got a couple of our friends that are away, and I've got to put some more on. And when they come back, they said they'd be making their poppies on holiday. We took it to the village hall and tied lots of poppies on. I'm tying in leaves at the moment just to give it a little bit of a contrast. Okay, so that is the end of my yarniness. If you're leaving because you don't do stitchiness and other crafts, I will see you soon, I hope. The stitchiness I have been doing is frantically working on the autumn stitch I was doing has gone to the side a little bit, but I'm not too far behind on that, and it's still autumn for another month and a half anyway. But the Halloween one, I'm frantically trying to get on with for the end of the month, obviously. I'd like it done before the end of the month because I get the Halloween things out about now. So this is a kit from Blank Brain again, Cotton and Twine. It was the August subscription. From Cotton and Twine, which are all part of Historical Sampler Company. I've been taking my HRT, I promise. Anyway, so I am not far off finishing that. I think I may crack on with that a bit later and see if I can actually get to the last bits finished, and then I can pillow it up, because it does come with the backing and the pom-pom edging as it's a kit. And then I can put that with my other smalls, and that's done for this year, and I will be absolutely chuffed to bits with that. And the other bit of stitchiness I did was my this month's Angels Among Us apron. Was her little spooky one. So she is now wearing her spooky apron for the season. I'm about to have another kit come through. I don't know if it will be a autumn, winter or Christmas one, but that is the Halloween one that I got as an extra. I did talk about my little angel doll. I'll have to give her a name, I think. She normally comes with a heart, but I have made a fabric pumpkin. So she's holding on to her little pumpkin instead of a heart this time. So she can go back on her perch behind me now. She's my little angel among me. Or among us all. Isn't she, guys? Yeah. Lots of snoring. And I think that's all. With all the knitting I've been doing this week and all the finishing this month, and everything else that's been going on, I haven't done too much stitchiness. But I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. And I think stitching sort of lends itself more to the summer seasons anyway, but I do everything all year round really. And the last thing I was going to show you this time round was I showed you my ceramic pumpkins that I made in the last vlog. But I've just bought in my poppy seed heads, and I have 6 of these, and they have a hole at the bottom, and they sit on steel rods in the garden, all with the spider's web still on them. I pop them in flower pots and little clusters, which I've got 6. There's some matte ones and some glossy ones, and I love them to bits. When I bring them in, they are supposed to be frost proof. It's a lovely thick stoneware, but I'm not going to risk that, and they look great inside in one of my, I've got a huge Swiss cheese plant, and they sit in there on their rods like that. I was really pleased with those. So I've gone through everything around me. My list is done, I think. Angels Among Us, Halloween stitching, gift of Christmas cowl, giftable what I bought. I think I am going to make a fresh coffee and crack on a bit with my Halloween stitching. See if I can do that. The dogs have been out with Dad. I've got some more leaves to put on the poppy banner, and today is Friday the something 18th. Is it 18th today? Yeah, Friday the 18th. The mist doesn't look like it's lifting anytime soon. We have had one of those funny weather warnings come up, so no lovely views today. Like I said, I went golfing yesterday up on our golf course, and the mist in the valleys was beautiful, and it was sunshine, and it was 19 degrees. It was so warm. So I didn't play too badly, just a bit out of practice, I think. I haven't done too much this year. I hope to catch up with you before the end of the month. I'm away with Tracy next week at the Black Sheep Wolves Retreat. We did it in the autumn last year. We'll do it again this year. It's our little retreat to ourselves. So I will hopefully come back just after that and tell you how it went. It's a wonderful time of just pure knittiness. I will leave you with a poem that was sent to me by a friend. I will put it on the screen that you can pause and read if you wish. It was it's very appropriate for me and this time of year for me. But I am cracking on with my craftiness and lifting myself from the hollow. And I will hopefully see you soon after my retreat, refreshed and ready for the next phase of the seasons coming. Have a lovely week, have a lovely weekend, and I hope it's full of craftiness and creativity for you. See you soon. Bye.